So, this is one of my stories that for a while, I was afraid to tell anybody because I was embarrassed on what people would think about me, but it's the truth. It did happen. I did do it. I'm admitting to it. But now, as I've gotten older, I wonder, was it cheating or was I problem solving? And right now, I think I was problem solving more than cheating. So I was in the Navy and I was an E2, a seaman apprentice, and I wanted to get to the rank of seaman, which this is a ranking badge, but this is petty officer. The petty officer is the chevron, but seaman would be just like, half of this, like this. So it would look like this. But you have certain steps you have to go through to get more money and have more responsibility. So you get these. Back in the day, there were these corresponding courses, and then they had the answer sheets in the back of them, and they were kind of like the scratch offs you do for the lottery these days. And I was thinking about this book, and it's to be a seaman, and well, everything you need to know about being on a ship and all the different parts of the ship and all the responsibilities of being on the ship. But back in the 70s, women weren't even allowed to be on ships. So I'm like, okay, I have to learn all of this stuff, and yet I'll never step on board a ship, not one time. And yet I have to do this in order to get my next rank and more money. So one day I was looking at the answer sheet, and it was one of those scratch off sheets, like the lottery tickets, you scratch it off. And I noticed that that when I put it up and against the window, I thought I could see the answers, and I was just taking a chance here, but I saw a 0, a 0, a C, and a 0. And then I looked at the next one, and the C was in a different place, and there were 0, 0, C. So I thought it meant C meant correct. But I needed to look closer. So I took the answer sheet and I put it up onto a light bulb where I could really clearly see that it was 0, 0, C, 0. But I was taking a chance because I didn't know that the C meant correct, although I kind of thought it did. And I just scratched off all the answers wherever the C's were using that light bulb. Light bulb, get it? Light bulb. And at first I felt so guilty, and I thought if I got caught, I was going to get serious consequences. I turned in my correspondence course with all the scratched off answers, earned my rank, and nothing was ever said about it. But I lived with guilt for so many years that I thought that I had cheated. And if I asked some kids today, they would say, yeah, Miss J, you cheated. But then I'm like, other kids would say, no, since you could never go on a ship, are you really cheating? Well, I was problem solving. I fixed the problem. The rest of the correspondent courses that I went on for higher ranks, I read them all out of guilt because I'm like, I didn't want to get caught at all. And I read them all, I answered them correctly, and they stopped with the scratch test too. That kind of kept me from doing it. So what do you think? Did I cheat, or was it problem solving? Let me know.